Hey guys, James here from TCGU University. I'm back at you with another deck profile. Today I'm going to be doing Quan 1 dot. This is part of our Band Brawl. I got to play Quan 1. I built this deck. It was really cool, but when we get into it, you'll see why it was not so cool. Okay guys, Quan 1 dot is a 7/20 with Death, Evil, and Life. He has the first E of remove one character, his first ability is E, remove one character from your discard pile. Just remove one character from your discard pile, and then for the rest of this enhanced step, your starting character gains all the enhanced abilities printed on the remove character. They made this twice per turn, I believe, and they made his other ability twice per turn. His other ability being R, after your opponent plays an enhanced ability, this attack gets +1 or -1 damage, which is incredibly crazy. I don't know how that got past playtesting for that, but even at twice per turn, they felt like they needed to limit it, so like they banned Quan 2 dot as well. But we did Quan 1 dot, so the most unlimited possible. So we'll put this right down here. Okay. So first, I'm going to talk about the characters you can use in the deck. We're playing 3 Spike 2 dot. Spike 2 dot's abilities that the main ability we play is the E twice per turn. After this attack resolves, you discard from your card pool. So we keep our card pool clean, and then I'll demonstrate the combo, our main combo later after I get through all these cards, and we'll really just I'll show you how it truly works, or how it technically doesn't work. Next we have 3 Napalm Man, 2 dot. Napalm Man, if we mainly use him for his E once per turn, discard 1 card, add 1 attack from your discard pile to your hand. We mainly do this to pick up the attacks we need for our hand for our attack turn, or we play one of Guardian Slasher. We use that to play defensively and make sure that our opponent doesn't kill us for the turn, and we get to do our combo the next turn. This card was put in here mainly for the combo that doesn't work, and we'll get to that later. But we were playing it for the E discarded card. This attack is +3 damage and gains stun 1, and then we can pick up a card. The ability doesn't work for the way we want it to. I'll show you what card we can replace this with to still have the deck be functional if you ever wanted to just have fun with this deck. And then the main key piece of the deck, which is Krieger C. Krieger C has the only ability we care about this is the static, which says if it's discarded due to your character's effect, you discard all cards from your card pool. Obviously, our starting character itself does not discard. And the main problem we ran into is, I'll just explain it lightly right now, is discarding due to cost, like for our Mitsurugi or for the Napalm Man, is not technically an effect, so it won't trigger the Krieger C, which is the ability we ran in, which is the problem we ran into. So the card you should technically play, which is also no longer playable, is Shinnok, which Shinnok says draw 2, then discard your 1, which means the discard is part of the effect, which triggers this Krieger C. We are playing 3 Eugenia. I think Eugenia is very cool with the way Quan works. She has 2 abilities. E, check a 4, you remove the top card of your opponent's discard pile from the game, and then you can play 1 enhanced ability printed on that card. So like if you remove a cool attack, you can get all that attack's abilities. Like I think at one point I removed a downward spiral and then just gave my attack damage for free, which is crazy because you also don't have to pay cost with that ability, which is nuts. And then you also get to trigger her second ability because of the way that it's worded. If Eugenia 1 or Eugenia 2 dot was removed from the game during the enhanced step, as an enhance, you can give your next check to play a card +2, which just means we can make our next card cheaper. So just by removing this for Quan Chi's ability, we get to play the bottom enhance. And then defensively, we are playing 2 Xiangmi Na. We mainly use it for the enhance once per turn. Your attack is +3 speed and stun 3. If it's blocked, it comes back to your hand. I explained this in like a TLDR if you guys want to check out that video. But basically the way it works is if you block your opponent's attack after playing this ability, it technically gets added back to your hand, and since you can't have it in your hand, it gets removed from the game. So basically her ability says remove an attack from the game, and it all happens before the damage step, so you don't have to worry about taking damage either. Next we'll get into the attack cards of the deck. We are playing, I think it's like 12, something like that. 3 Fatality. Fatality is mainly our combo starter. Sometimes we need to get pieces, so like We have Napalm Mans and whatnot. We can funnel our hand to get the cool combo pieces, as well as it goes to our momentum and doesn't clog our card pool, and we can use it for either the next card we're going to talk about, which has EX2, or we use it for other abilities as well. Next, the key combo of the deck, the key starter combo front end of the deck, which is Ovipositor Charger. It is a 4/2, 2 mid for 4 with a 1 mid block that has EX2, charge, and then has a response while it's in the card pool. You can discard a card to make your check to play an attack get +1. And then E, for the rest of the turn, you can play copies of this from your discard pile. That's the main important ability. So you get to play Ovipositor from your discard pile as long as you have another one in your discard pile, basically. So we play Ovipositor, and then the idea is you funnel all your spikes out, because Spike says discard it. So you can play any copy you want. You discard your Ovipositor. You get to play it again because Spike made it leave. You use another Spike and make it leave. You use it again, and you kind of just funnel through your deck. And then the main point is to get a bunch of them out. And then at the time, obviously I messed up because I had the ruling backwards. But you play the Shinnok and you discard one card as a cost. And after getting to your fourth one, you discard the Krieger C. And then the Krieger C says you clear your card pool. So you discard all these to your discard pile. And then you just play them again. So you just kind of cycled through like that. And then one of the main pieces you could do to make sure you got the Krieger C to work in what I was playing was Corkscrew Blitzkrieg. Corkscrew Blitzkriegs is a card that ignores progressive difficulty. It's a 7/3 no block. We only play the one of it. But it says add one character from your discard pile to your hand. So if at any point you didn't have the Krieger C in your hand, you could just pick it back up and then remove your Shinnok, or what I was trying to do is remove Mitsurugi or Napalm Man, which don't trigger. But remove those to then discard your Krieger C to then clear your card pool anyways. And then like you played the Blitzkrieg for easier on like a 5 by using the Eugenia to give your +2 to your check on your fourth one to make sure you're going to be able to play this for free. And then like you can manipulate your hand by using like Napalm Man to pick this up after knowing you're going to play all your Ovipositors. And then you can just discard it all with Krieger C and then start the combo over again. One of the other ones we play is Pea Shooter. Pea Shooter is a 5/3, 5 mid for 4. Has ally charge, EX2, powerful 2. Has a 2 mid block in case you need it for that. Has an ability that says you can discard allies from your card pool in addition to your momentum to pay for its EX or powerful abilities. But the main ability we use is this attack gets +1 to its keywords for each charge attack in your card pool. So on top of the Ovipositors, this can get really big. So you change, if you have all 4 in your card pool, it changes the powerful and the EX on this card to 6 and 6. So EX 6 and powerful 6. You can't discard the Ovipositors for the ability, but with the like fatalities and whatnot, they move momentum, and then you can just use that for the powerful. But one of the other reasons we play that is for the Mina. Sometimes you need a good leadoff card that shuts down your opponent, and this combo just does that. Mina gives this stun 3, and then you can use its ability to give +1 to all of its keyword ratings for each charge attack in your card pool. And that counts itself. So like say you play your Ovipositor, then play this, you can give +2 to it, making this a stun 5 because you give +2 to all your keywords, counting the stun 3 you get from the Mina. So you can kind of just stun out your opponent's board, and then feel free not to worry about all the stuff they could have in their card pools and in their hands. Sometimes games go long, and you're unable to like kill your opponent fast enough, and you need to go to longer games. You get to play I play one Crawler. It is a 5/3, 4 low for 4 with a 0 low block that says while it's in the card pool, breaker abilities cannot be played. And then as an enhance, you can check a 4, and your next check is +1. And then Deadlock enhance. All your attacks with a printed damage of 4 do not count towards progressive difficulty for the rest of the turn. Meaning you never have to worry really about checking badly on an Ovipositor. You're always playing them on 4s, and then if you do check bad, you can just ditch cards from your hand because that's what Ovipositor does, and you don't have to worry about any of those failing. And then at any point, you can just like pick up another one if you're worried about breaker when you use Napalm Man. And then the last attack that matches that attack string, because we'll get to it soon. Our attack string is all life. Our main attack string is all life, while all of our foundations are evil. We'll get into the why we do that. It's one of the things that made me realize that this was the card we were looking for, and not the Mitsurugi as well. But Spirit, we play one Spirit Shotgun. Spirit Shotgun is a 5/3, 4 mid for 7, with a 2 high block, breaker 1, and ranged. It says it gets +1 damage for every printed resource symbol that matches our character in our card pool. So it gets 2 from this, and then like if we have all 4 overpostures, it gets 1 from each of those. So it gets a total of +6 damage, making it 13 damage. And then it also has the ability to deal half damage if blocked even, if it's even blocked. So that means we're dealing 7 automatically all the time. And then being played after the overpositors, you can guarantee your opponent either dealt with those because you've been playing a bunch of them, or you got your opponent low enough that this 7 damage just kills them. And then onto the last tech in the deck, the only one that does not match our symbols, which is Guardian Slasher. I mentioned this earlier. We use Napalm Man to pick this up. It is a 4/1, 3 high for 5 with a 1 high block that says if this deck is not blocked, it comes back to your hand after it resolves. Or if it's blocked by a non-attack card, sorry. It comes back to your hand after it resolves. And then we can pay 4 life during our opponent's turn, and then attacks cannot be played for the rest of the turn, for the rest of the combat phase. So it just means we don't have to worry about our opponent attacking us anymore. So for the paying 4 life, we just know that our opponent's not going to be able to kill us for that turn. On to the foundations. We'll start off with the ones that do a lot of work in our deck, which is Bearer of the Mackay Whistle. Bearer of the Mackay Whistle is a 0/6, 2 mid block that says flip, ditch a character from our deck to our discard pile. It just means that at any moment, if we have this on board and we need a certain character, we can automatically just ditch it to get it. If we need a Mitsurugi, if we need a Napalm, if we need the Eugenia for whatever reason, if we need a CC so we can pick it up, this just ditches it so we can pick it up and we don't have to worry about trying to mill into it. Speaking of milling, we have 4 Profane Sanctuary. Profane Sanctuary is a 0/5 that says mill, both you and your opponent mill 2 cards, as well as having the R flip ability of your, after your opponent plays a breaker ability, you get to cancel it. So you don't have to worry about breaker, as well as you're milling more cards from your deck to be able to use Quan Chi's ability more. As well as getting those overpowers in a discard pile, which really matters. Then we're playing 4 Commander of the Undead. It is a 2/5, 2 low block. We only play it for the E flip, discard the top 4 cards of our deck. We can add all characters this way to our hand. This just says we get more either blocks in our hand if we really need blocks, or more discard fodder for other cards that we'll get into in a second if we really need to start funneling our deck, as well as just putting more things in our discard pile for like things like Overpositor and for things like picking up stuff with like Napalm Man and whatnot. Next, we're getting into the more character detailed things. We have 2 Evil Eye. A lot of our characters actually don't match our symbols, so we play things like Evil Eye to get rid of those. We mainly play for the E, remove 1 character card from our hand or card pool to then draw 1 card. This says if we do block with a character, we can remove it and have a free card pool to chain with, because like I said, we are playing both Evil and Life in our deck, and we can sometimes chain off a Death if we're lucky enough. But being able to clear our card pool if we block certain characters and have the availability to block with other characters is very good for us. We then have 3 Immortality. Immortality is a 2/4 that says E flip. If you block with a character card, it deals no damage. So if you block an attack with a character card, it deals no damage. This card's playable while committed, so you just flip it while it's committed. And then the other ability is commit, discard 2 cards, add a character from your discard pile to your hand or your card pool. This card just allows us to get rid of those cards that don't do anything. They don't match our symbols. We weren't able to play them. And just ditch those to pick up a character we can block with. And then, since we committed for the ability, just then flip it to be able to do its thing. And then make sure we take no damage from an attack. We then also play 3 All-Powerful Sorcerer. It's a 2/4 with a 3 high block that says our commit flip. We can discard a character card, one we probably won't care about, one that doesn't match our symbols. After an enhance ability on a character card is played, on a non-character card is played, we get to cancel its effects. So we cancel things we don't want to worry about, stuff that's just going to be too aggravating to really mess with, stuff we don't want our opponent using to negate our things, stuff that just slow us down and we just get rid of them. And the other ability is E, once per turn, we can discard a card with a print control of 6, which all characters do, and then we can draw a card. So we basically get rid of a card one of the characters we don't want to try and draw something we may want instead. On to the other things. We are playing 3 Faithful Monster. Sometimes we are just a 7-hander of 20 life, and we get knocked down into desperation. And if we do, this card has a desperation enhance that says we can change the zone of this attack to any other, and we just change it to mid and block with our characters. Simple as that. Other things that can counter our deck is Fatality itself. Fatality says it can remove characters from our discard pile, and we really don't want that happening. Or if an Alchemist stops that, it's a 1/6/2 low block as well. Respond flip after your opponent plays plays a non-character ability that causes one or more of your cards to leave your deck or your discard pile, cancels effects, and then you may draw one card. So not only does it cancel that ability from that gets rid of our cards, it also says we get to draw a card, which is also very nice. Next we get into the draw power. Sometimes you need to draw more cards. We have 3 new Empress in Netherrealm. Pay 3 draw. At desperation, we can also look at the top card of our opponent's deck. It's a nice spam with a 3 high block. Really good card. We have 3 arranging a deal. It's a 1/6 with a 2 mid block that says at desperation we could draw a card. Really solid card as well. We have 2 Most Trusted Assassin. Most Trusted Assassin is a 0/5/3 mid block that says E once per turn. Lose 1 vitality. Our opponent's next check to play an attack card gets -1. This just basically either puts us in desperation to like trigger things like arranging a deal, or in the way it was supposed to be played, we have to be at desperation to be able to draw the 2, discard 1 with Shinnok. It just allows us to do that. That's the main purpose of why there's a lot of pay things and we take damage a lot, is because we were supposed to be at desperation because that's the only way to trigger the Shinnok ability. And I, for some reason, Total Lapse in Judgment thought of the ruling the opposite direction. But so this one's still good because it also says our opponent's not allowed to block with attacks, or if they do, they're going to have to pay heavily for it. And then the last card we play is 3 Hell's Reach. We do play 4 2s and 1/1 check. So playing Hell's Reach is very good as a safety build. It's a 0/5 with a 3 mid block that just says flip, E flip, ready this card, playable while committed. It just means when we do check bad, we can at least recover a little bit of our ground. Thanks again for checking out the profile, guys. If you like the content, let us know down below. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/TCGU University. And as always, guys, stay learned.